Goku once again surprises Beerus, but not only him, us fans as well, and demonstrates a new evolution of his Ultra Instinct, and it was through Gohan himself, thus fulfilling what he said a long time ago, that together they would become stronger. Gohan showed that he has a lot to learn, but even so, he can still teach, and Goku, the battle genius, quickly noticed and came with everything to scare Beerus and impress him. Want to understand how that happened? Hurry and subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and activate the bell. You need to find your own version of Ultra Instinct. You can't just copy what the angels do, close quotation marks. Starting with this bomb that we said to Goku, all of this indicates that although Goku has reached an impressive power, he is still on a journey of self-discovery and improvement. As for Beerus, although he rarely expresses his emotions openly, there are moments when his surprise is evident. For example, when Goku activates Ultra Instinct for the first time, Beerus watches in silence, clearly impressed by the Saiyan's power. These reactions of Whis and Beerus are fundamental to understanding the magnitude of Goku's power in the context of Dragon Ball Super. They not only validate his achievements, but also show the respect and admiration that even the most powerful beings have for him. Goku always surprises us, fans and rivals, with transformations that seem endless. Not even Beerus, the god of destruction, could predict the extent of what he would see after a sequence of shocks, discoveries, and trainings that culminated in an unprecedented and much more advanced version of Migate no Goku. And everything begins right after an intense fight between Goku and Gohan, a confrontation that, on the surface, seemed destined to prove the already known strength of both, but that opened doors to something greater. Through this clash, Gohan reached his own limit and in an unexpected way broke the pattern of Ultra Instinct as everyone knew it. This feat was the spark that made Goku realize things about Ultra Instinct that no one had noticed before, about his own nature of combat. The fight with Gohan revealed weaknesses and opportunities in the state of Migate no Goku, automatic movements that depended on simple bodily reaction, at times distancing the warrior's intention and refined control. When Gohan surpassed this pattern, he showed that Ultra Instinct could be disrupted, modulated, and even improved with conscious understanding. Goku observed this phenomenon with the kind of curiosity that defines him, not only as a rival, but as an eternal student of the laws of combat. Instead of accepting that this was the peak of possibilities, he began investigating the causes of that break and integrating what he had learned. Goku's journey between observation and practice transformed what was once instinctive into something more hybrid, a fusion between immediate reaction and deliberate intention. This combination allowed him to maintain the fluidity of Ultra Instinct while shaping the direction of his attacks and defense with the precision of a strategist. By refining the balance between letting the body act on its own and guiding the energy with his own will, Goku created a version of Migate no Goku that reacted as fast as before, but also interpreted the fight as if he were a conductor instead of just an instrument. This evolution wasn't just aesthetic, it was conceptual, altering the relationship between warrior and technique. This was the Gohan effect in the fight against Goku, and we can be sure that this will indeed happen, and that when Goku finally demonstrates another new form in battle, Beerus will be there to witness it. The god of destruction, accustomed to seeing prodigies and calmly evaluating everything, became visibly intrigued when he saw Goku in this form for the first time. When Goku activates Ultra Instinct during the Tournament of Power, Beerus initially maintains his usual posture of disdain and indifference, but it's clear he's surprised and cautious. He realizes that Goku's power now goes beyond what any mortal could normally achieve, and that the Saiyan began touching a level of combat instinct that even the gods have difficulty mastering. In the anime, his reaction is shown with short and contained lines, something like, I didn't expect this from a mortal, or, so he finally reached Ultra Instinct, close quotation marks. He doesn't get excited or show exaggerated emotion. His surprise is contained, like a god recognizing a genuinely impressive force. Beerus watches Goku every movement attentively, noticing the fluidity and naturalness with which he dodges attacks and counterattacks, and internally recognizes that Goku can now fight at almost a divine level, even though he is still mortal. In the manga, the admiration is subtle but noticeable in his looks and gestures. Beerus slightly lowers his guard, frowning, indicating he is impressed with Goku's perfect execution of combat instinct. He doesn't verbalize a direct compliment, but his body posture and silence speak louder than any words. Goku has finally approached what Beerus would consider divine level.
It's not only about raw power or a more intense aura. There was a sophisticated character in Goku's expression, calmness, confidence, and a clarity of purpose that transcended the usual frenzy of battle. Beerus felt something unusual, a combination of respect and surprise. because Goku didn't simply raise numbers, he redefined the premise of what the state represented. The change made it seem as if the instinct itself had learned to speak the language of human will. The impact of this transformation on the environment was immediate. The energy released by Goku had a different tone, more resonant, almost communicative. Warriors and gods present recognized a maturity that they didn't see even in their own experiences. Goku's techniques gained an intentionality that allowed him to control variables of the fight, when to accelerate, when to retreat, how to modulate ki so that each strike not only harmed, but also manipulated the rhythm and even the opponent's perception. This changed the combat dynamic with an effect comparable to rewriting unspoken rules about reflexes and fighting spirit. The process through which Goku reached this point had practical elements. He learned to listen to his own body as if it were another ally, trained intentionally without using all his power to refine sensitivity, revisited old battles in his mind, assimilating patterns and reinserting conscious choices into the flow of reaction. These methods made the technique something malleable, adaptable to different battle contexts. The result was a Goku capable of maintaining control over chaotic situations, modulating his bursts of energy without wasting potential, and achieving tactical effects that went beyond simple physical damage. Beyond the battlefield, this evolution affected the way Goku inspired others. He became a living example that teaching and learning are the same path. By learning from Gohan, Goku also enabled others to absorb lessons. His stance encouraged allies to experiment, to not accept limitations imposed by traditions or fears. Children, young warriors, and even the more experienced began to approach their own training in an experimental way, more open to mixing techniques and testing outcomes. Thus, the impact was collective. Goku's discovery was not confined, and it expanded the horizon of possibilities for an entire generation of fighters. At the core of Goku's journey lies something that Beerus, even as a deity, recognized easily: authenticity. While many seek power out of vanity, Goku built new heights out of love for the fight and respect for his opponents. This authenticity resonated in the new state of the Migate de Goku. Instead of a technique conceived to crush, it was born from a pure intention, surpassing himself to keep alive the essence of honest confrontation. This distinction is what made Beerus tilt his head in a mixture of surprise and approval. The deity understood that he had witnessed a moral and technical evolution at the same time. Goku's future after this innovation does not appear predictable. On the contrary, it opens multiple directions. He may deepen even more the integration between instinct and will, possibly exploring ways to apply this harmony at cosmic levels. He may also serve as a mentor to others who wish to explore similar paths. The way he has already changed Beerus's perception indicates that other gods and guardians of the universe will be forced to reevaluate their own judgment criteria. The tremor caused by a technique is not only energetic, it is cultural. It changes norms of combat, expectations, and even hierarchies. Finally, what makes the story touching is the human trait that is not lost. Goku remains the one who loves the fight for what it reveals about himself and others. Even when he reaches heights that impress the gods, he maintains an easy smile, curiosity, and the desire to play with friends. This combination makes his journey inspiring. It suggests that power and lightness are not antithetical, and that improvement can walk alongside joy. Beerus was impressed not only by Goku's power, but the integrity of the path that led to such power. Goku has always been a force of nature within the Dragon Ball universe, someone whose constant evolution not only impressed mortals, but also caught the attention of the gods themselves, even before Beerus. From the moment he transformed to a Super Saiyan for the first time before Frieza on Namek, Goku showed that he had surpassed limits that no one believed were possible. That transformation was not only a dramatic increase in power, multiplying his strength almost 50 times, but also a demonstration that determination, emotion, and the fight for justice could overcome any obstacle. Everyone who witnessed that moment, allies, enemies, and even observers from other realms, were amazed. Vegeta, who always sought to surpass Goku, saw for the first time the extent of his rival and silently acknowledged the magnitude of that strength. Frieza, who believed himself invincible, was forced to face the reality that arrogance is no match for the determination of a warrior who fights for his friends and his universe. Goku's evolution continued inexorably. Every battle, every enemy, every challenge was an opportunity to learn, grow, and transcend. During the Majin Buu saga, Goku continued to surprise. He not only reached Super Saiyan 3, a form that required extreme control of energy and stamina, but also brought with it a combination of strength and strategy that no one, even the gods, expected from a mortal. The impact of this evolution was felt deeply. On one hand, allies felt strengthened by the presence of a warrior capable of facing cosmic threats. On the other, enemies found themselves forced to rethink their strategies, unable to keep up with Goku's speed, power, and creativity in combat. For the gods, including figures like Beerus, even if his full attention was still to come, it was impossible to ignore the magnitude of this power. What Goku demonstrated was the proof that a mortal, with determination, courage, and constant learning, could approach levels that only divine beings could comprehend.
Each transformation of Goku carried not only an increase in physical power, but a narrative of overcoming, challenge, and growth. From the first Super Saiyan to SS3, each stage marked the Dragon Ball world irrevocably. Goku's journey showed that true power lies not only in muscles or combat energy, but in the ability to learn from every fight, to face fear, to transcend limits, and to inspire everyone around him. Mortals, of course, were impressed, but the impact was even deeper when considered from a divine perspective. The gods, accustomed to witnessing cosmic wars and dealing with entities of immeasurable power, saw in Goku something rare, a mortal who, through effort and determination, managed to challenge the very concept of universal power. It is in this context that one understands the importance of Goku's legacy. He not only defeats powerful enemies, but redefines what it means to be strong. Every transformation, every increase in power, every moment in which he seemed to surpass impossible limits established a new standard of excellence. For the gods who watch from above, Goku's journey becomes a study of mortal potential, showing that even those who do not possess absolute divine power can, with dedication and courage, reach toward the incomprehensible. From Super Saiyan 1 to the defeat of Majin Buu, Goku made it clear that evolution never ends, that every battle is an opportunity to become greater, and that the spirit of a determined warrior is, in itself, capable of surprising everyone, mortals and gods, repeatedly. And so, every step of Goku, from Super Saiyan 1 to the victory over Majin Buu, built not only a stronger warrior, but a symbol of constant evolution, surprising everyone who crossed his path, inspiring mortals and impressing gods, ensuring that every new battle became a memorable experience filled with expectation, emotion, and universal admiration.